okay. Oh, that's okay.
Alrighty.
How are you today?
I'm doing okay. Just doing some cleanup. So,
I understand that.
alright, tell me what's going on.
Well, I know everyone is tired of me because I'm tired of talking about this.
Yeah.
But yet and still, it's not me that's doing stuff.
Okay.
I'm forced to have to address things.
Alright.
Um, this latest situation with what was put in the board book
Yeah.
was definitely intentional and retaliation,
You think so?
in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Who put it there?
Well, it was under university residences. Now, who all was involved in what was written, for me, I don't know. I just know where it was sitting.
Sure.
Now,
Okay.
when I reported in that area, the way we did our annual reports, we all sent those in to David, and he compiled them.
Yep.
But again, I don't know who wrote what. I just know where it was sitting.
Okay. Alright. And you found it offensive and...
It was very offensive. It was very disrespectful. It made me look like a disgruntled troublemaker who didn't want to go along with this great, fantastic idea.
Okay.
That's bottom line. There's no way to tell who all... It was made public. I know we went around, my understanding it was happening before I made it to the board meeting, but we went around taking everybody's copy out of the book, but the book was already out there for days.
Yeah, in theory, yeah. I don't know how many people actually read that thing anymore.
I mean, I feel you, but that's neither here nor there. I can't tell you how many, but what I can tell you, it was in there for them to read.
Okay. And that offended you?
It more than offended me.
Okay.
It's to the point now of when is it going to stop?
All right. All right, I hear you. So, what would you like me to do about it?
Clint, I don't know if there's anything you can do about it.
I am listening.
I know. I know you're listening.
Yep.
I don't know if there's anything that you specifically can do about it. You know, just like I said in my email yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm a patient person. I can overlook and take a lot. I believe I've proven that to everybody on this campus. At the end of the day, everybody has their limits. I am truly feeling like my perception is my reality. And I've got the stuff to back it up, but it's my perception, my reality.
Yeah.
I feel as if I am a second-class citizen.
What?
Bottom line, hands down.
What?
Look at the stuff that I have been forced to endure.
Like
I've reported it.
Like
I've.
what? Yeah, go ahead and tell me. Remind me.
I can give you the documented evidence that is sitting.
I've seen the whole.
Well, you haven't seen everything. You've seen what you can put your hands on.
Okay. Like, what is there that I haven't seen?
Stuff that was presented to the EEOC and the reason they did the charge.
Okay, I'm familiar with all the EOC
Yes.
charges.
Yes.
So, I mean, look, I get that you have a complaint, okay? And I understand. Um, but I guess from this specific incident, um, I kind of at a loss anyway, because I feel like anyway that, yeah, don't get me wrong, they definitely shouldn't have put it in their board package. I'm assuming Kevin did it, and I'm assuming that David just didn't review it thoroughly. Well, at least that's what he said anyway. I mean, he pretty much did a copy and paste job, which is what most people do. I do too, but I review it and then edit it. He should have done that too, but at the same time, nevertheless, it was there. But the remedy for that seems to be to apologize and issue a new report, which is what he did. He didn't apologize to you and Jimmy directly, but you and Jimmy weren't called out directly. He apologized to me, and then he also issued a new report and took it out as soon as he could. Had to come in over the weekend and kind of mock it up. Somebody had to work it out. And then first thing in the morning in the board meeting, they were handing out a new package. So the damage was limited once he kind of realize that not only was it in there, but we had a problem with it. I don't know who read it. I imagine it's probably more than 0, but imagine it's also not 15, which was the maximum number of people who could have had a package in advance, I guess. 18 maybe. Um, so, what else would you like to do? I mean, what would you like? I know you. Part of this is venting. Jimmy had to do the same thing, and I get that.
It's not.
But what would you like for me to do about this specific incident?
At the end of the day, I guess my question is, what has been done in the past about the incidents that I've already brought forward? Has conversations been had?
Well,
Has David followed through with his step? I was in the
you have an
meeting.
outstanding EEOC charge.
I
That's
get.
kind of in my opinion, that is essentially the process for remedying all of those.
I feel you
former-
there, but from here forward, because there's a date here.
Got it.
From here
Got it.
forward, when I say from here forward, the EEOC charge came back in December and January.
Okay. All right.
Hello.
All right.
We had
So,
our
but
meeting
let's
with
call it, I guess,
David.
the date that maybe you guys shifted from there to here. That's the date in my mind from when events prior, events forward, right? Is that your date in your mind too?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
I don't know
When
what
we
date
when
that
we were
was.
all together, when David called that meeting to go over duties, my website, yada yada.
Yeah, that was around
Made the statement.
January,
No,
February?
that was just recently when we were all over in his new area.
No, that was like 2 weeks ago.
No, I feel you. When he
Yeah,
made
yeah.
the statement, pass is the pass.
The point when I kind of draw a line in the sand was past was the past was the date that you guys shifted over to become.
I
part
feel
of
you,
this
which even goes back
financial
even
affairs.
further. But I'm just
No,
gonna.
it was around January.
I get
So-
that. But the
so-
meeting that we had 2 weeks ago was just 2 weeks ago when he made the statement. It was a great statement. Everybody nodded, said
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. What about?
But
it?
then here we go with this in the report.
I get it. So the point is there's everything that happened prior to and everything that happened after. But we
Yes.
have to decide the date was around January.
Yes.
Okay. Whenever you guys shifted over, I don't know
Mhm.
what date that was. So the point is you've got this EEOC charge outstanding for anything prior to January, and could in theory be updated for anything
It
that happens
can,
after.
yes.
But that's between you and the
Yes.
EEOC or whoever that is. And so, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I guess the way I see it is, I think you guys are either, you and Jimmy both, either making this into a bigger deal than it is, or counting this as part of the bigger picture, which includes events from the past, to make it a bigger deal. And that may be legitimate, but that kind of goes against the idea of there's what happened in the past and there's what happens after this particular.
And I hear what you're saying, Clinton. And here's where it lies for me.
Yep.
They get to make their moves any way they want to and say, oops, and then it's on me to get over it. It's on me to defend, well, why did that upset you? Well, what are you upset about?
Okay.
Well, are you connecting this with things that have happened in the past?
I got
It's
you.
bigger than what I don't
hear
think
you,
it's
but
that
we
big a
have issues
deal.
with departments all the time.
I get and understand
mean-
that, but I don't know, because I don't know everybody's business.
Yeah.
I don't know that there is an issue that is as big as mine right now. I don't know
I
that.
mean, so is your issue, quite literally, I see this as one incident,
Hmm.
which is one paragraph in one piece of paper. We can look at it. It's right in front of me.
And I completely
And if
understand
that's
that.
what we're talking
And
about,
if
to
that's
me,
if
in
that's
my
all it
opinion-
was, I wouldn't be in your office.
Well, then you just said it
So
was.
yes, it is connected to that, because it wouldn't be retaliation if it wasn't connected to that, in my
Okay.
opinion.
All right then. So now we've just said it has to be connected to the past.
Exactly, because
it
you
has
could-
to be a bigger issue than what I'm saying in this piece of one paragraph inside this board book
Mhm.
is honestly insignificant. And I know
You're
it may be.
absolutely right.
It may be.
If that was the only
Okay,
incident.
so it's connected to the past. I get it. So, in my opinion, kind of resolving this specific issue was pretty straightforward. We got it resolved.
Mhm.
He said he apologized, and then they issued a new board package.
Mhm.
There's not really much more than that from looking at it that I think it deserves. If
And
he
I
wants to
feel you
punish
on that one.
Whoever did the paragraph, that's on him.
Okay.
But it's not up to me to decide. And, I mean, he's not even my employee. I
Mhm.
can't punish Kevin if, in
Mhm.
fact, Kevin did it. I don't even know if he did. I haven't asked. But what's the next step for, I mean, if this is part of the bigger picture, I mean, what do you want to do? Just amend your EOC charge and drop this in there?
Well,
mean,
that's for me, my attorneys and EOC. So that's
Yeah,
even not
well
an
then-
issue that's on the table.
okay,
I
then
literally,
what are you
I
talking-
wanted to know what the university's position was, and if that's the university's position, and this is what's going to be done, and we move on, then that's the university's position.
I kind of think it is the
Okay,
university's
that's
position.
that's
I mean,
that's all I
so-
wanted to officially hear.
I mean, I feel like, look, I mean, he got in trouble over it, for lack of better words. I mean, and he apologized to me and had to issue a new report. That's what I would hope that he would expect of me if I did the same thing. I would hope I wouldn't get fired over something like that. I mean, if they intentionally did it with malice, maybe it's different, and maybe you think they did, but I can't see that just from what's on the paper, you know. Don't get me wrong, I still agree they shouldn't have put it in, and that's why I called him about it and had him amend the document. But look, I think that I talked to Jimmy about it yesterday. You know, in my opinion, when you guys shifted over here,
Mm-hmm.
we changed duties, we did all this other stuff. I thought we kind of put this whole thing to bed. And in my opinion, if everything is starting over, and you have to view this objectively from events from that time on, I don't see that Student Affairs has done enough to kind of warrant you and Jimmy getting so worked up, which tells me that it's clearly related, and you just said a second ago, it's clearly related to events that have happened prior. And that's the point, is I thought we've kind of agreed to bury the hatchet.
And here's the thing. When you're still bringing up old stuff, it's hard to bury the hatchet. I have buried the hatchet more than you will ever know, more than most people would even begin to. That's bottom line.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for any of this. I did not ask for those statements to be
agree.
said.
I agree,
That's
but you
old
do-
stuff.
but
If
you
it was
are
new stuff,
continuing
no. So it's my fault.
Don't ask me that. I'm asking you. I mean, I'm just saying
So,
that you're continuing the process. So is Jimmy.
But bottom line is, you're continuing to bring up the old stuff. Now, if he'd have brought up something brand new, I'd have moved on. I don't come over here every time Kevin does something to me. I can show you emails where he's very disrespectful. Okay, I'm fine, whatever. I let it go. Okay, having a bad day, we keep it moving. I'm not over here all the time, every little hiccup. I don't play
I
like
know
that.
You may not think
This,
that, but
no.
It seems pretty often that, I mean, you and Jimmy are complaining.
I have only did 3 things that I brought to Michael's attention and said, "What are your thoughts on this?" And he deemed it worthy to come to you. I haven't been over here complaining again to you. This is the first time that I have come over here since we've had our last conversations about any of this. I came over here when Catherine, we were talking about what my pay grade was. That didn't have anything to do with them.
So back up for a second. Again, I know a part of this is the venting process, and I get that, and you can vent, and that's fine. But ideally, what do you think should happen? What does Audrey think should happen here?
That's for the university,
No,
okay? But if they view it the way I view it, that's totally different. From my perspective,
Yeah.
the fact that we're talking about things that happened in the past. This is stuff that happened 2014.
Yeah.
That you decided to put in your annual report, but then you didn't tell the whole story.
Well, it's what happened in the last year.
I completely understand, but you didn't tell the whole story.
Understood, but I asked specifically, what is your end game? I mean,
For
what would
me,
you like to see
more
happen?
than just, take it out of there and apologize to
Like
just
what?
you. Can I get an apology? That's minimum, bare minimum. But can we at least document this to say, you know what, we're borderline. I'm questioning your motive behind this, but I'm going to give you opportunity to explain why did you think this was a good idea.
Well, document it for who? I mean, who needs to document
For
what?
the files to say this incident officially happened, and from here forward, I'm officially telling you no more. We are to move on. We're to be professional. We're to focus on our jobs. We're to do what we're supposed to do for this university and the students. All other stuff is out the door. That has yet to be done. And
Right.
I get from the university's perspective.
And
When
and
you've
who
got
would
an
that
EEOC
come from?
sitting-
Would that be like an email from me
No.
to you and Jimmy and David and Kevin?
I feel like it is time for the president, because certain things can only come from his office. Because the two of you guys,
John Thornell weighed in on this.
Yeah.
And it was his decision when he was president to shift you guys from here.
Mm.
As far as Ken's concerned, nothing has happened except for this paragraph in a piece of in a package since he's become president for him to even get involved, and that's not enough to warrant kind of Ken weighing in on the situation. He's just going to have to lean on me and John and David. What are your thoughts? So this is a situation that David and I have to take care of.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't mind cramming down on David. So if that's what needs to happen here, if you're saying all you want an email going out, a communication, essentially, to everybody involved that things can't continue the way they have been. You guys have got to play nice, blah, 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 et cetera, I could probably do that.
I don't want you to do anything that you don't feel comfortable doing.
I won't do anything I don't feel comfortable with, but the point is that I'm asking you what you want. What's your game? If it's vending, I get that. But I'm telling you and Jimmy, if you guys are over here asking for, it comes across as retaliation and vengefulness. That's the way it comes across to, and I am being objective.
Mm-hmm.
So it's somewhat petty, to be brutally honest. There's a point where you may have a point. I get that, and maybe that'll be settled through this whole EEOC charge. But the other part, though, is there's risk to you guys that you're taking it too far, and I think you've really passed that point. I think at this point, what I'm seeing, kind of this thing in the report, to me, should he have done it? No, we shouldn't have. But I think you guys are ratcheting it up beyond the level where it needs to be. I think the damage was very contained. Probably less than 3 or 4 people saw it. I didn't see it. I don't know of anyone who did see it except you and Jimmy. But anyway, he shouldn't have done it. There's no doubt. And I don't know, but I don't think you guys have any risk of any retaliation in terms of you're allowed to stand up for your rights, of course, but there comes a point where the process is so disruptive, or could be disruptive, that if you're right, then you work out okay. But if you end up being wrong, then you face the consequences. So I'm telling you guys, be careful and tread lightly. Let the EEOC charge play out. If you want to, that's fine. I wish we didn't have that either, but that's just me. That's your call. And if they determine that there's merit in the history of events, then they'll determine what the recourse is. But like we say, I think we kind of drew a line in the sand on kind of the definitive date. Events prior to, events after. And since then, the events after, I don't think warrant a reprimand, for instance. They're definitely not a termination. Now things can change, but I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is, even if you guys were right, you Jimmy, whoever I'm talking to, even if you were right about the prior events and they were 99% at fault, it doesn't really matter after that definitive date when you guys came over, because at that point everything is washed away essentially, and you start anew. And so I think you have to put those past events behind, or you're at risk. I mean, I'm just giving you advice.
No, I mean,
it may not be, I don't know, the legal thing to say. I have no idea what the law says, but anyway.
Here's what I will promise. From here forward, you won't have to worry about me bringing anything else up to anybody, Michael, anybody.
If it's
I will
serious,
do well. I don't know
what
you constitute serious.
Well,
because for me,
it's not what I constitute. You're the one who has to
exactly.
call.
But
okay.
So far, Everything that the three things that I brought up, even though I'm told by Michael, yeah, here's a problem, it ain't serious. Okay, so
No,
my perspective and
it's
judgment is a little
serious.
off.
It's different. Your perspective is just different. I'm not saying it's not serious, and I'm not saying you shouldn't even brought it to me. That's fine. But what I am saying is that you and Jimmy both seem to be very insistent upon some type of punishment occurring to somebody. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think is crossing the line. Because that's not honestly, it's none of your business what happens to me.
You're
To
absolutely
be honest,
correct.
it's not even any of mine. He's
You're
not even my employee.
you're absolutely correct.
So,
But from here forward, I will continue to do what I do, which is my job, and focus on it. And what I feel like I need to do, I will just keep it between my attorneys and the EOC and just continue that route.
I think that's wise.
Mhm.
What do you want to do about this? I mean,
You told
are
me the
you-
position, so I'm gonna let you get on with your day. Thank you.
All right, Audrey.
You have a good day, though, and I mean that truthfully. Have a great day. I just don't know. I'm dead serious. I didn't want to get over here into a debate. I feel as if I'm put in a position where I have to debate and argue. I mean, you made a statement that Thornell made the decision to move me. I had to fight for that, tooth and nail.
Okay. And what about it? But it's still you got moved.
You're right.
You wanted to get moved.
You're absolutely right. But everything I have to go up against, and it's my job that's being risked. It's my reputation, because after this, we have to continue to work together, and it makes it hard.
Sure.
Because I know you're sick of looking at me. I get it. I'm sick of talking
I'm
about
not
this.
sick of looking at you.
But
I am sick
in
of
this situation,
this
I get it.
situation.
But
Sure.
it can't be on me that, well, Audrey, if you would just drop the EOC case, everything will be fine. Absolutely not. It
I've
will not. I don't believe.
You've
No,
never heard those words come out
No,
of
and
my
I'm
mouth.
not saying you said it, but I know that's what's out there in the atmosphere. Well, this EOC case is sitting here, so that's why things are still going on. I can't let that go, because I believe in my heart of hearts, if I didn't have that EOC charge, because I went to John Thornell prior to that charge coming to this university, and I begged on bended knee. I went to the ombudsman. I went to Catherine. I did everything I was supposed to do.
Right.
I went through every reporting agent on this campus, and nothing got done. That charge came,
Sure.
we got moved. That's just real. That's real.
Well, um,
But I will not, because you don't deserve to be put in this position. So I will not do it again. So you do not have to worry about that.
look, I think that's smart.
Hmm.
Um, you're the only one who can decide what you do with this EEOC complaint. And honestly, I don't really care, to be honest. I mean, I hope that justice is served, whatever that may be, either way. But it's not up for me to decide.
Exactly.
So, anyway, but I think though that regardless of what happens, you and Jimmy both have got to put this behind you, because it's coming out. Look, and I'm telling you this from like I said, an objective opinion, and I do think this is the way that most people will view it. It's coming across as you guys out for revenge. And I know you may feel that way.
No,
because,
I completely, I get your perspective.
But
because it's me, the one that's having to bring into light. It's me, the one having to talk, and they get to do their jabs and walk away.
Maybe.
And I get it. That's a good strategy. I get it.
If you want to figure out how to win this argument, you and Jimmy need to figure out a way to get your will done without coming across as vengeful.
Exactly. But it's kind of hard to do.
I bet it is.
When
welcome to the world
you're
of
saying
office politics.
There you go, and that's why I hate politics.
Well, it's office politics.
Yes.
It's different.
Yes.
I mean, you're going to have this any place you work.
Yes.
And I mean, yeah.
But I get. Please don't think I don't know. I'm smarter than I appear.
I think you're
Trust and believe. I know it's the game that's being played. That was intentional to do that, because they're trying to get a rise out of me. They want to get me to react in such a way that my perception in the world, that people view me as that disgruntled black lady who is just trying to get out for revenge.
You can view it that way, it's your opinion, but I don't think that was David's intent whatsoever. I honestly didn't think that David had any clue that it was in there. That may have been Kevin's intent, which implies malice, that he
Mhm.
intended to hurt you guys. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't talk with him, so I haven't heard his side.
Yeah.
But I got the feeling that David didn't even have a clue it was in there. And I can totally see that because most people don't. I mean, those reports that are coming from divisions are 3 or 4 pages. That if you've got, I've got 4, but he's got like 13.
I feel you, and I would somewhat say, oh, I can see that if I didn't work for him for 9 years.
I can see that. Yeah.
Because, well, let's just put it this way. He went over mine with a fine-tooth comb every year.
Sure.
I just assumed he did everybody else the same way, but maybe he just had all eyes on me, which
When
is
do you
another
expect
issue.
to hear back on the EEOC thing?
Unfortunately, there's a lot of discrimination going on in the state of Alabama, but my case is the next one up.
So
Last time I
the
heard.
next couple of months or something?
Yes.
Well, that's good. I don't know how it's going to work out after. So, but either way, I mean, we've got to figure out a way to mend the relationship with you guys. There's no way that you guys can continue to work without working together. I mean, you know, it's impossible for the two of you guys.
I'm going to continue to give you an example. I asked Kevin, hey, can we sit down and talk about closing procedures because things went drastically wrong.
Yeah.
Let's put our heads together, see what we can do. I'll reach out. I'm going to continue to do that. We meet tomorrow morning. I'm going to go in there with a smile on my face. I can separate the two.
Yeah. I
need for them to do the same thing. The disrespect, it needs to stop, but whatever, who cares? You're not my family. I know at the end of the day, I don't care what you think about me. Whatever. It is what it is. Keep it moving. I sleep at night.
Okay.
However, this blatant stuff out in the public, in my opinion, you're now escalating. Now you've taken it to a whole nother level that, no, absolutely not. There's other people out here reading this that, oh, you're housing. Okay. No.
Yeah.
No. And if I would have done that, trust and believe David wouldn't be just happy with an apology from you.
Okay.
Because, let's just face it, when he thought I liked judgment, which is what he said, they took my money. Right. That's real. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. All right.
And if we were talking 2 different people, no, but we're talking the same people.
Well, look, feel free. I mean, you shouldn't feel that you can't come and talk to me if you have a complaint, regardless of the seriousness. You need to talk about it with Michael first.
Yes.
And if he kind of deems though that it's worthy to come here, then that's fine.
Yes.
But anyway, I kind of am really only viewing things from when you guys came over here and beyond. Everything that happened before is between you and David, in my opinion. Keep me posted.
I will. Thank you,
All right.
sir.
You guys are doing good work, so just keep it up.
Thank you.